All right. How we doing, YouTube? So today we're gonna jump in. I got asked a question the other day about my thoughts on like Ozempic and these other semaglutide, these GLP-1 type synthetic drugs, these fat loss drugs or diabetes drug, whatever you want to call them. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about my thoughts on that and kind of the fat loss craze in the quick fix phase is a lot of what this comes from. And I'm not a fan of these. I wouldn't take them if it were me because I know there are actual ways to lose fat and change your body composition and build a lean body. And that's through nutrition, training, and nutrition, training, sleep, and stress management. Just these things we should all be doing. We all know we should be doing. But instead, we look for these quick fix ways, these magic cure, magic drugs. And they're so popular. You see, you can't go a day without watching TV without seeing an Ozempic or a Manjaro or Wegovy or I don't know. There's a bunch of other ones that I was just kind of researching them and I didn't realize there was so many different ones. And a lot of times they're used for diabetics. But then doctors can prescribe them for fat loss. Whereas, again, I'm not a fan of these. I don't think you should take them. Just because, again, it's a synthetic medication. I'm not a big fan of those. Anyway, yes, there's certain things that medications are going to be great for and help for. But when something is that you can control, like your weight, because let's face it, obesity comes because of your actions and your behaviors. Yes, there are certain cases that are probably some diseases and things like that that can cause it, but for the most part, it's your choice to be overweight, to be obese. By the things you put in your mouth, by the things you do or not do, the lack of sleep you get, the stress you're always under. Those are things you choose to do. You choose to eat garbage all the time and eat too much of that garbage all the time and not sleep and not exercise and not move your body and stress out over stupid stuff. Those are all your choices. You can control what you put in your mouth and your body. Yes, there are things that we've learned behaviors and stuff like that why we eat the way we eat. And I'll dive into that in a different video. But again, that's something you choose. And you can naturally lose fat and control your many issues by just focusing on the stuff you actually need. It's eating real food, eating high protein, sleeping a lot, exercising, moving your body each day, and managing your stress. When you do this stuff, you're going to find a lot of these other things are gone out the window. But the thing is, it's not fancy. It's not a quick fix. It takes time. And that's why I'm not a fan of these quick fix drugs. And again, you find people complaining about all these other stuff, the medical issues, the whole COVID thing and vaccinations, and that's a whole other issue. People are whining and complaining about all that stuff. But then this stuff comes around and says, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this to not be fat anymore. But the problem is you're taking these, who knows what the side effects are. I've read studies that a lot of the side effects, yeah, you're losing weight, but you're also going to lose muscle because they don't tell you to exercise and train and eat well with it. They just tell you take this drug and you're good to go. Whereas, yes, it's made to suppress hunger. You know what else suppresses hunger? If you eat enough protein, if you eat enough fiber, if you eat whole nutrients and real foods, that suppresses hunger too and fills you up. Whereas if you're always eating all these hyper palatable junk food, highly processed food that's made to want to make you eat more, the sweets, the spiced stuff, all the flavorings, the seasonings, the dressings, the stuff you put on it, you're going to want to eat more. Whereas maybe if you just take some time, sit back and eat some plain chicken breast, some plain potatoes, some plain vegetables, you do that for a few weeks, you're going to kind of rewire. Whereas no, we got to do it right now. We don't have time to do that. We got to take this drug that's going to suppress our appetite whereas you can just control that and work on it and take time. But no one wants to work for anything. And that's one of the biggest processes about the journey to whatever, if it's fat loss or muscle building or it's becoming healthier in general. It's enjoying the journey, and that's what I've learned to love. Yeah, I would love to get down to 8-9% body fat overnight, but that's not going to happen. I've learned to enjoy the journey, the training journey. Yes, I would love to be able to run 22 miles an hour overnight, but no, speed takes time. It takes time, and that's part of it. I've learned to enjoy the journey through myself doing all this self-experimentation of doing all this stupid stuff, doing all the detoxes and cleanses and different diets and stuff like that, trying to be a quick fix, and then learning, no, that's not going to happen. But again, it's your choice. If you want to take these fat loss drugs, go ahead. It's your choice. I think they're also pretty expensive. I don't know how insurance works, and your insurance might not cover it, so it can be expensive. And then people complain about eating healthy is expensive. No, it's not. It's no more expensive than eating the crap you eat. But we got to be realistic and again, weigh out if you want to do it, do it. Again, you're an adult. You can choose what you want to do with your life. I'm just saying, I was asked my opinion on it, and I don't think they're good. Again, we're always looking for quick fixes rather than doing things how they're the natural way, what they should be, just focusing on eating, taking time, because if you're doing these quick fixes, again, you're not probably worrying about what you're eating. You're still going to eat the same garbage. You're just not going to eat as much of it because you got these, the synthetic drug in you that's suppressing your hormones. You're not building the habits. Whereas when you're doing it the right way, what I consider the right way, you're focusing on building good eating habits. You're focusing on good sleeping habits, training habits, exercise, managing your stress. And you're building these up over time so they stick with you longer rather than just, I'm going to take this drug for a month and we're good to go and I lost 20 pounds or whatever it is. But again, during that time, you didn't do anything special. You didn't focus on sleep. You didn't build any new nutrition habits. You're still eating the same crap. You're still sitting on the couch, not doing any exercising ever. You don't walk. You don't move. You're still out of breath. You're just a skinnier version of yourself. No muscle. No energy still. You're just a skinny fat. You go from fat to skinny fat. And again, then you're going to have complaints about that and you're going to whine about that. And then you haven't built these habits of exercise and things like that. But again, it's just, I don't know, it's just our society in general. We're always looking for this quick fix of, we got to rely on doctors and things like that when we have control of most of the stuff we can do. Like I said, doing the eating right, sleeping, managing stress, exercising, that's going to fix a lot of things. Don't believe me? Go try that for a year and see how much better you feel. Notice I didn't say go try it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks you can starting to rewire some like taste and stuff like that and a little bit of stuff, but it takes time. It's not a quick fix, and we're so obsessed with the instant gratification. We turn on our phone, we can go order something from Amazon, we look something up on YouTube, whatever it is, we're quickly satisfied. But that's not what the case with these drugs. And I haven't done a ton I'm like not an expert. No one's an expert at anything, but I haven't done too big deep dive. But I'm just not a fan of medications, kind of that type of thing as well. And that's from my own experiences too, from doctors prescribing pain pills after a surgery, when pain pills are some of the worst things you can get addicted to. I remember when I broke my wrist or thumb. I remember it was my face. Like too many injuries. They give you oxycodone for the pain, and I remember taking one the first day after I took it, and all I did was want to sleep. Like, I don't want to feel like that. You feel like crap. So I'm not a big advocate of medications for most things. Yeah, some surgeries and stuff like that when they put you out. Yeah, that's fine. But like pain pills and getting like flu shots. I don't do. I haven't. The only time I ever got a flu shot is I got the flu, the worst flu I ever had that year, and stuff like that. And then like they force you to do the COVID shots and basically stuff like that and all that stuff. So it's just hard to trust like government and I want to get into that whole stuff, but medications like when we can do it the real way of eating, sleeping, exercising, it's so much better and so much worth it. You go through that journey, you go through that struggle, the highs and the lows of that to get to where you want to be. And then you keep going because you build those habits over time and things stick with you and you enjoy it and you're not going to enjoy it all the time. Again, the struggle as well. So it's just we're always looking for the quick fixes. And then even with when I did testosterone, I didn't do TRT, but I did what was it called? What the heck is it? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on what it was. I did it for like a year. Because TRT was like can cause like infertility and stuff like that. So I told the doctor I eventually would like to have a family. We'll see how that's going because I'm still single and stuff like that. But that's a whole nother story. But what is it? It's like a women's fertility drug. I can't think of what it is. But even with that, maybe it'll pop in my head again. But it has been proven to work for guys. And it raised my testosterone. But it didn't make me feel any better. I just had higher testosterone. I didn't have more energy. I didn't feel any better. I didn't get any, feel like my workouts are better. So I stopped taking it because I was wasting money. And that's a big side effect is you're spending a ton of money on this stuff probably. Not to mention other who knows what side effects you're gonna have when you're taking these synthetic, not natural, weird things. Clomid, that's what it was, Clomid. I got off that and then but again I didn't feel any better and I was wasting money and I think I had weird side effects of that. I think that stuff made me even more hungry and craving more crap. So I stopped taking it and I started to focus more on my nutrition and sleep and better exercising and less stress less stress. And what do you know? My testosterone, it wasn't as high as was on that, but it's higher than it has been. I feel a lot better. I have more energy. I'm in better moods. I'm happier. I'm moving better. All this stuff. So, again, I'm not saying don't do it. I wouldn't do it. But I say you probably shouldn't. But again, you can make your own choices. And half of life is the decisions we make. And we learn from experiences we go through life. I did a whole other video on that, so you can look that up. But we don't get to where we're at by just someone telling us. We get to where we're at by making decisions and learning from those experiences. Yes, would it be nice to get ripped and lean overnight? Yeah, but even these drugs aren't going to do that because, again, they're not really building muscle. They're just helping you lose fat. You also have to work on the habits. That's what they don't tell you. Even if you take these, you still have to work on building nutrition, good nutrition, sleep, exercising. But again, I'm not a big fan of these just because of my whole idea on medication and stuff that way. Again, yes, there's certain things that need medication. I'm not saying that, but stuff that you can control, like your eating habits and stuff like that, your weight, you control that. You control what goes in your mouth. And then worrying about all this weird stuff that can happen. I've heard about there's an Ozempic face type thing. One of the side effects is your face starts to sink in, looks hollow. And yeah, your face is gonna look leaner if you get skinnier. I used to have 2-3 chins when I was in college and fat. Now if I shaved my beard, I wouldn't have 2-3 chins. I'd just probably be really pasty white because this hasn't seen sun in 5 or 6 years. So, but it would just look lean like a normal face should look. But there's this weird, it's called, I guess, the hollowed out face. eyes sunken in, like just looking like kind of like death. I think is how I would describe it with that Ozempic faces. But again, who knows what the long term effects are? The stuff hasn't been out for forever, so you never know what the long term effects are. So again, that's just another way I would avoid this stuff. But again, you make your choices. You can choose to listen to me. You can choose not to. You can choose to take the Ozempics. You can choose not to. You can choose to eat well, or you can choose not to. You can choose to be fat. You can choose not to. So again, a lot of these things in life come down to our choices, our actions, our decisions we make, and learning from those decisions, learning from experiences. And again, that's kind of my thoughts on those guys. I don't know, maybe you enjoyed it, maybe you didn't. But leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. If you have any thoughts on the whole topic. Again, I haven't done a ton of research on it because it's just something I don't really care too much about. But a lot of people talk about it. A lot of people do it, and you see these stupid commercials every day. And I think it's just kind of the laziness our society has come to. We don't want to do any work. We want everything overnight, and it's just not going to happen that way. So, but thanks for watching, and we will talk to you again soon.